The Wood Shop is sponsored by ChefwareKits, with hundreds of items for wood turners. All right, there we go. I didn't want to overload it right off the bat. All right, let's take a look at it and I'll show you all the features it has on it. All right, so like I said before, it's a 3 horsepower motor. It's 3-phase, but the inverter over here switches it to 220, so you can just hook it up to a regular electrical box. So here's the indexer, and it's got 14, 36, and 48. So I really want to mess around with that. Like the little cutting board I did with putting the disc in, I really want to play around with all that. And all I'm gonna do is loosen this up, bring it up here, and this little pen comes through, and it's now I get to find one right there, and then just lock it down and then move around. So and then just pops out, move it out of your way. All right, and then. Over here, so like I said before, it has 3 different pulley speeds, and it goes from 40 to up to 3,500 RPMs, depending on where you have the speed on it. There's the spindle lock there, and you can actually pull this down, and you know, for the kids or when you're out of the shop or whatever. There's your speed control, digital readout. The vacuum system is built into it, so you just hook up your regular air compressor right in the shop, and of course it's reversible. It has a movable kill switch for it. All right, and then the vacuum pump, this slides right in the into the headstock here, and there's a hose on the other side. I'll show you in just a sec. And you just hook up regular house air, and it actually has a blower system with it, and this is the one they came with it, but you can make these in different sizes for doing different things. All right, so it'll turn 24 inches over the bed and 42 inches in between center, and then outboard turning too. So we'll slide it back here a little bit. All right, and then for the indexer, it actually has all your positions out here too, and then a little arrow for where center is on it. All right, and then it has a light bar. When I was up picking it up, I forgot to grab the box with the lights, so they're shipping those down. It's got plug-ins here, 4 of them. If you're using the lights, they take up 2, but then you have for your drill for power sanding and everything. And so this is for your guard over it, or it's for, you can do, it's like a duplicator. It's not a duplicator, but you can put a piece in here if you're trying to make table legs or something, so you can measure off of it, and it goes right in the center here, and then this bar here goes down on this side, and then you would put your table legs in like that, or whatever you're trying to copy. All right, and I'll just show you real quick. There's the inverter, and that is what takes care of switching the power from 3-phase. But you can, if you actually have a shop and have 3-phase in it, you can wire it up 3-phase, which is much more efficient. And my table saw is 3-phase, but I had to buy a separate inverter for it too. All right, that's about it. It does have a bed extension, and I'm going to put that on a cart, and so I can slide my tailstock on and off, and then wheel it out of the way if I'm going to do some bowl turning. But I did want to talk about the lathe and my old lathe just for a second. Almost all the projects I've done on videos on, you can do on a small lathe like that, and it will be fine unless you're doing a lot of turning. It's you'll notice a couple months ago I started doing a bunch of bowls, and I stopped doing it because I didn't want to beat the lathe up. It's not, the headstock and bearings and everything, they're just not gonna hold up if you're doing a lot of off-center stuff, or even just trying to true up a bowl that's out of round. It'll ruin the bearings in it. So I didn't want to beat it up. I wanted to save it for doing pin turning and some small stuff and working with the kids. This one here, you can turn off center, and it's going to take the abuse, and that's really what I wanted to start doing with some bigger stuff like that. And I just didn't want to ruin the little one. And the capacity on it's much, you know, it's double what the other one is. But if you're just starting out, you nowhere need anything like this. And even if you're not doing production turning or doing a lot of turning all the time, if you're doing a bowl every once in a while, a small lathe is gonna hold up and do just fine. All right, I'll try and get a little bit bigger project in next week, but thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.